Okay, let's do this. I want to welcome everybody to the webinar. This is Mike Rich. We are going to be talking about the 234 plan, and this is my first presentation about it, to be always open and honest as I can. This is something that I feel is revolutionary new in the sense that not only it's going to take you by surprise, but really it's going to have something that's really going to be amazing for you. And of course, the theme is, how to get rich in 2020. Just follow the 7 steps to get there, baby. Well, there's something here in that regard. And I like to think of having a plan that in the 2020s, the new decade, as we approach the next few years, we'll have economic challenges. What can we do? What kind of new groundbreaking ideas can we come up with together to evolve a concept that allows for perpetual prosperity? That is the plan. So, of course, it's important to pay attention. And as usual, turn off all distractions. Be sure to invite your friends. You can take a minute right now to text, to message, even call and say, hey, man, you got to check this out. The webinar is happening now. And for the meanwhile, take some notes. This is going to be something that's really impressive to you. Now, as usual, we want to have, this is my TED Talk, typical earnest disclaimer. So it's not the TED Ed Talk. It's talking about really some ideas here that I believe are groundbreaking, revolutionary, and we're talking about creating a potential income. And so if you think anything is referenced or any statements made that are part of some of the products and services I promote, particularly right now, we're talking about the 234 plan and the franchise clone, which will be a next generation evolution or revamp of a concept, which is basically an HBO, having a home business opportunity, that your results are based on your individual capacity, your ability to execute these ideas. And there's no implied guarantee or something else that's being said here, right? If it's meant to be and you want to be financially free, you have to take action and work. And we just can't, assume that you get everything. You just have to take the initiative and find out for yourself. Do the background research, check it out, make sure this is right. That's all we're asking for. So in that way, we are not necessarily talking about quick get rich schemes, but I do like to make money faster sooner than later and do it in a way that, in having a prosperity mindset, that you're able to give back to the community, that this is good for the whole. And this is something that you feel you can engage legitimately in, and it's in itself a great business opportunity. So that's what we're going to talk about. But of course, people want to know, well, who are you? Who's the Get Rich Coach? And that's right. As the Get Rich Coach is what I'm called. I have different monikers depending what market or industry that I appear or I'm associated with. But as a Get Rich Coach, I work with a lot of coaches to help their practices become abundant, become prosperity minded, rather than just a coach that barely gets by, doing all this hard work and helping people, but is not achieving their financial goals themselves. Now, at the same time, if you want to check out my other website, icoachceos.com, I work with high profile, fluent individuals, which we'll be talking about. The main thing what I do is I just help people get out of their stories. No magical powers, no manipulation. It's just coming to center sort of into a natural state that allows the magic to flow. Manifestation of a new opportunity, kind of like the law of attraction. But basically, it's stop having your strings pulled. Stop being a slave to the system. Because my cause, I'm here to really help people become financially free, at the very least in the way that you have a money mindset, the way that you're open to opportunities. So your dreams come true, and I want you to dream big. It's so important. So in the background, you see the Wizard of Oz, which sometimes I've been called, because I'm as a coach's coach, as someone who's initiated a lot of product launches and has consulted and coached the rich and famous. The Wizard of Oz comes in because as a producer, sort of the person behind the scenes, you're sort of behind the curtain. You're an advisor. It's different perspective than just being a coach or a consultant. But I look at hacking into mindset. So we're using NLP, and you could use some what I call orbital hypnosis, where it's whole brain thinking, a balanced brain perspective. Things occur because you come back to center. You have this sort of proper perspective on things. And that's what makes me the wealth wizard. You'll find out more in a moment. Just stay tuned. So yeah, the man behind the curtain about me, I love doing specialized private workshops and masterminds. I've organized a number of them through the decades. And if there's one idea to pitch you on or sell you on, because I'm really not a salesperson, if it's right for you, it's going to work. So it's sort of taking media and marketing to a subliminal level that allows people to think of new possibilities. Because I want you to live powerfully, to achieve your dreams and to be and do great things. Why not? And that's at the heart of the 2-3-4 plan. So getting back into the set of things, this is the mindset for sure that we're looking to follow and achieve. So to integrate some ideas here and to help construct this presentation, 2, 3, 4, boom, you have a plan on how to get rich, how to become financially free. So we're going to talk about sort of 7 concepts here I call a stage-by-step system, getting to the next level, particularly with the new year and what's ahead. Let's be as prepared as we can. And how to get rich has to start with the fundamentals of having the financial money mindset. And that's crucial here, because this is where I really want to take you. And this is what the heart of the 2-3-4 plan is about, because you have to have a plan and have that plan prepared. So as we become sort of more aware of our own thinking, how we project ourselves into circumstances, things that may have held us back, caused limitations that prevented us from moving forward, we're now better able to deal with situations, resolve problems, and really work on the opportunities and make progress the way that we would love to. So that's what we're going to be talking about. And let's start again at the fundamentals, the baseline. 1 in 3 Americans has zero money saved for retirement. And, some people are going by. We hear constantly in the news the statistics and the research that really is a small percent of the population is really going to be able to retire comfortably. And it's a bit more wider than that 1% that sort of owns it all. But we're talking of the vast majority of the population that are just above the poverty line. And some people really don't even have like $500 in case there was an emergency that came up, $300. They're having to, borrow it or scrounge it or do whatever. They're barely making a living. They're just eking by. And that's a shame. It's pitiful, and I really feel sorry, because we're sort of in a system, and it really is sort of a money matrix, which we'll explain. But we want to get ourselves out of the story, but we have to know what's going on in the matrix in order for us to break out. And the typical family debt picture is not looking much better either. Now, if people are able to pay their bills and, they're comfortable making a living, they're still facing other challenges and a debt bomb that's on the horizon, which we'll all talk about. But whether paying down student loans or credit cards, medical bills, we want to get on top of the situation. Of course, that's what it's about. So you got to ask yourself, how much debt do you have compared to the average American? Now, the statistics are a couple of years old now, but still relatively accurate right now. And given that the problem's only exacerbated, it's growing, that most Americans have officially borrowed more money. They're in the debt bubble at the height, more so than with the height of the 2008 recession when things hit. And we just passed $22 trillion in our federal deficit as well. So, on top of the $1 trillion student loan debt, can you imagine that? How crazy that is? It's not a million or a billions, it's $1 trillion. And that's crazy. And 37 million Americans have student loans. So if you're one of those people dealing with that, I feel for you. I did pay off my student loan because my wife said, you have the money, do it. But I was just carrying on, and with that debt load personally, we all are dealing with that. We'll talk about good debt and bad debt, but we also have the national debt. So that continues to climb. Again, this slide's a little bit old because we have passed the 22 trillion mark now. And if you just look at this from sort of the last 10 years, let's say, you've doubled it. You can't continue that way. You can't double it in the next 10 years. How are you going to pay it down? Is there any plan at all? But let's make clear, though, for yourselves that there is such a thing as good debt and bad debt. It's not good necessarily to be in debt, but if the debts are actually making you money, which is a way to do, that would be a good debt. And that would be basically where you have an asset. And the asset's paying you enough money that you can pay down that debt, like a mortgage. Let's say you had an in-law or an income from a rental building, and you owe a mortgage on it, right? And like a business, you may have loans on the business or creditors, and as long as you're making those payments because your income your assets are paying you more than what the debt is, that's good debt. But bad debt is sort of credit cards, living, off the debt because you're having to borrow money and then there's no real income derived from the debt. I hope you get that. So good debt, could be a mortgage. If, for long-term investment of a house, I would argue that it is good. Although some people say just living in a house is like paying rent to the bank and you don't really own the house. But if you have income coming in some sort, I would think long-term, if your house is appreciating in a desirable neighborhood and whatever else, you're going to make money on it. I'll still argue it's a good debt. But it could be optimized. Some people say rent where you live and own where you're getting income from rent. So that could be in forms of education. You could do online courses. You could sell or write ebooks. Your education is an investment. That could be a long-term payoff after you pay off those loans. Business ownership, other forms of investing, or making the debt or money work for you to pays off the debt. And of course, bad debt, where you're not getting any income from is considered bad debt. I think you guys get it. You're a smart group here. All right. So we want to basically get rid of debt and become bad debt free. That's the goal, right? So we're not tied down. And we all have our stories. If you know mine, we just got back from Europe last month. That was part of a vacation that my wife had planned. And we got a new credit card that wouldn't be charged to transactions because we're Americans. When you go overseas, you get these international overseas transactions. And this credit card, I have to check the statement because we're going to get it now coming back. But she said, well, you just added $7,000 to that new credit card. And I'm someone, if I'm using a debt card or a business card, it's coming right out of the account. So it's not going to risk any late payments or accruing interest because, you just pay it off right away. If you're good on that, that's good. But when you have $50,000, you have to have that new income come in and take care of that. And we want to look at some solutions in that regard. Now, for the basics in finance, we don't have time to go into all this, but this is Dave Ramsey's budget guidelines, basically, that you look at the piece of the pie, like you take your total income, what your financial situation is, and you become aware of where things are at, and you work within a budget. Now, some people believe in budgets, others don't. You have to have some kind of fiscal discipline where you're putting your money and where you're putting your investments, right? And expenses and, the cost of living, they have to be covered. And if it's out of control or you're not managing your money well, you're going to bust your budget. And that's the reason why most baby boomers won't be able to retire. They're either really in debt or they're not managing a budget. They don't have a plan per se. And most of us are just sticking our heads in the sand, hoping it's all going to work out. We don't want to face it. We don't want to look at our bills. We don't want to look at our bank statements. That's not a good thing. Well, anyway, if you're making enough money and you can cover your debts, that's great, right? So as Zig Ziglar, who's the motivation speaker, many people are aware of, he often talks, it's not how much it costs, it's really whether you can afford it or not. So that's the situation, right? If you have a strong operational base and we work from a money model, from a plan like the 234 plan, that helps lower our bad debt ratio and increases our profit margin, because we are talking here about a new HBO, a new home business opportunity, then that's what it's all about. And that's the game changer. I'll introduce you to INA, INA, which is an acronym, stands for something in a minute, that works on this principle. And truly, I'm sure you'll agree, it's a game changer. So just going back real quick on the budget thing, if for those of you that may not qualify for the opportunity because you're just doing too much in debt that you really can't think of a new opportunity, I feel for you. So you just want to look up to have your foundation. This is what I would recommend. I'd like to see that you have a few $1,000s in your bank for an emergency fund. And this, at the very least, Dave Ramsey is saying save up to have $1,000. And he's got a debt snowball approach where you're getting rid of all your debt over time. And you have a backup where you've got 3 to 6 months of expenses and savings. So if anything were to happen, you got your rent, your utilities, and your other bills. Like, you're good for the next few months, if not next few years. You're going to be okay. Not that you want to rest and use up all your savings. You just know that you have it. It's like it's not quite a comfort zone, but it's a safety pad. You got yourself taken care of. However, we need to recognize that, if you have the goals, but you don't have a plan, then it's just a dream. Dave Ramsey's quote. And for me, I want you to dream big because this is where all possibilities come from, at least thinking in the big picture of being debt-free, financially free, and living a bit more consciously, making more enlightened consumer choices and so forth. Well, with this HBO, we're gonna ratchet up the opportunity for revenue and help manage those expenses and pay down those bad debts and live more in the profit margins where I think many of you would like to be. And I have some gifts for you, so to encourage you to stick around to the end, I will be pitching a new opportunity, but I'll be presenting it through the presentation so you get it and you go, hey, this is perfect for me. And if not, I've got some things that might be of interest to you, and it'll be fun things, and it's really in plentiful supply. So stay tuned. So what we're really talking about here in this creating this plan is to become a money manifester. So someone who's able to generate wealth. So someone who can manifest money when they need it, it shows up, whether it's an opportunity or a gift, or they have access to resources and funds. They're living in a wonderful world of financial abundance. And if there would be anything that I wish I could gift to, it would be this concept that it is possible. Some people are living in this world, whether you want to believe it or not, whether you are or not, to where they are financially free. And it wasn't that they got lucky winning the lottery or someone gave them some money or they inherited it. They found a way or a process to where the money works for them and they're able to create an income, whether it's a side income or full-time income or just off of their investments, to be financially free. And they live in this world of abundance. They have not only what they need, but they can enjoy what they want. So how much is your income goal? This is really an important consideration. Do you have a defined set of income and money you'd like to have in reserve? Now, as a get-rich coach, I have a lot of really interesting situations and clients and people I've worked with and friends who I talk to as a success buddy. How are you doing with your goals? You know, in relationship to a Success Club meeting, people have financial goals and sometimes they're really out of the ballpark and of course want you to dream big, but they also have to be realistic. And do you work in steps, or are you just thinking like, hey, I got this big picture dream, which is great. You have to inform it. How are you going to get there? Now, some people have a little bit of goals. I just want to take care of my bills, live comfortably, get a shack on the lake, whatever it is. The question is, do you have a plan? And what is it? What is your plan? Do you have it on you? Is it written down somewhere? Is it just in your mind? Do you have a specific plan on how to get there? Now, one thing it's important, and it relates to the picture of Einstein in the right-hand corner back there, is that if you don't have a plan, other people necessarily may have a plan for you, and it may not be a good plan. And even when you present a plan, when you have a big dream or a goal, or I'm sure there's been some people who just say, you couldn't do that. That's not within your world. Because the negative people, they have a problem for every solution. And if you're a reflection of the people you associate with, you want to stick around people who have solutions, particularly to the everyday problems. And they think differently. And they're able to help you get to the next level. So we're going to have different types of gifts for you. And I just want to show you that online, you can certainly find a lot of stuff out there that talk about having that financial mindset. And I'm happy to gift you a number of different things to help you change the game and just to get you started. Now, the big question is, in the world of making money, particularly online or the non-traditional way of not working a 9-to-5 job or a part-time job, people look at MLM, which is multi-level marketing, or network marketing, or affiliate marketing, which is where whether you're getting a percentage as an affiliate of Amazon or you're selling an online product and for someone else and you're making affiliate cash because someone makes a sale, you get a commission. Which is better? Now, some people, will argue that you have to really understand the players, who's really getting the money in the game. So it's usually the producers. Now, if you know my background as a media promoter, having had some really big name clients, when I would put together an ad campaign as the agency myself, I would be entitled typically to 15%. So if you're an ad agency, you know this, or PR agency, if they're going to place the ad for you, the agency will typically take 15% on top of whatever retainer or monthly fees or whatever they're charging you for the consulting or the gig. But some agencies, the big names, just basically work on the 15% commission because it's large enough. So that means the big players are getting 85%, which would be the publisher or the website or the product who's selling through an affiliate platform, let's say, or a network. So the big players are getting the money, the 85%, let's say, if you're only getting 15%. And there's different splits, 50-50 and so forth, depending. In MLM, you have different structures, 5%, but it might go down 2 or 3 rows or lines, right? So the big people are making the money, but not necessarily you. So what we want to do here is look at how we can win the game and make the bulk of the money and do it fairly where we're supporting our team and distributing our wealth and our knowledge. So anyway, the comparisons there, there are similarities where you got to recruit or find people you're going to market and sell to. So everything starts with you joining the program or you signing up for a particular product or service, home business opportunity, and you promote it, you track your sales, you earn your commissions, and it's a repeated cycle. And with multi-level, you have to find other people to help you sell, and you'll get a piece of the action and so forth. As long as they're maintained, they both can be sustainable as long as the people who are at the top, who perhaps you're under, continue to support you or your line. Now, some places and opportunities work a little bit different, but the AI, the main thing you could observe in most of these projects, and I'm sure most of you know, whether it's an internet software product or course that's out there, to promote it and keep that particular promotion going or that particular business model, it's high maintenance and it's low profit because you're only getting pennies in the dollar basically, right? So my question is, if you're looking to get out of your bad debt and maybe you're in a situation where you're in a business or a franchise where you're not making enough, even if it's a 9-to-5 job, at the end of the day, there's more bill than cash at the end of that paycheck. It's like you didn't quite make it. So low or no profits really does not work in the world of creating a plan for perpetual prosperity where everything else is kind of uncertain and there's a lot of insecurity in that regard. So we want to become sort of the big fish in the pond, right? Versus just making a little bit of money. So the idea is to make big profit, right? To have cash in hand rather than these little bitty, whether it's network marketing or affiliate marketing, sure, if you have an ebook and you can make a couple bucks profit. If you can sell thousands of that ebook, well, that's some money. Is it sustainable? And is there an opportunity to put Ina, which I'll talk about in a moment, into effect? And that's where we need to meet Ina. Ina's like the big fish in the pond. And this is the game changer. Okay, we're talking about big ticket income. I'm sure you've heard it before. Selling a product or a service that represents larger profit than just what you typically would see in the game, right? And that's where you want to be. Ready to meet Ina? All right, well, first we got to change that money mindset because that's part of the game, right? If you want to win the game, you got to change it to where the rules suit you. And if you're a game changer, then you're making the game work for your benefit, right? We want to win the game, right? So that's what this is all about. And I'm all about ending the struggle. It's so important that we change our money mindset and play a different game. So Ina looks at sort of taking the leap from what we see on the internet or networking and associate or affiliate marketing and really taking it to an affluent level to where we really are, have a new mindset and the new game has changed where we are wealth creators, and you have to have the success manifesto. So it's the law of big attraction and leveraging this opportunity to what profits big ticket can offer you. And that's what the 2-3-4 plan's about. So let me just talk about this real quick and talk about that 7-step blueprint for success. This is in Forbes magazine. And looking at the premise for this, so you can, if you're asking yourself, is this for you? Can you do it? Is this possible? Well, we're in an area of explosive growth. And thanks to the birth of the internet and our newfound global connectivity, generating real income online, no matter where you live and what you do, has become a modern day convenience. People are doing it all the time. You're seeing it. Why aren't you a part of it? So if you're stuck in a 9-to-5 job or uncertain about, starting a side business, you want to do a home business, but you don't, or, you thought about doing a franchise, but you don't want to get stuck in the muckety muck where you have to understand, the technical aspects about it, have a master's degree in marketing, an MBA, is there a way to win the day, achieve your dreams, and just be able to live the life, be able to make money, travel the world, and do it from anywhere on the planet. Where you're not having to struggle. The struggle is gone. The stress load has been lifted. The debt load has been lifted. So the question is, not just how to make money online, how to make big money online, right? So that's what it's all about. So you could do it the startup way, and I want to reflect on these things because there's different ways of doing it. You could do a startup, find a product, study it in great detail, look at improving it. And the first line, is good, but if it involves making a prototype, and then you have to present that prototype and get it developed, and then get your funding and all that, it could take some time. It could be hit or miss. You could be the next Facebook. I imagine it's possible. So I want to support you in it if that's your venture, but that's the steps you have to take the startup way. And looking at all the different methods and processes and ways to go about this, it is time to roll back the curtain, and reveal to me what is the secret of success, which really is the ability to manifest money, and to do it within 3 simple steps. Where you can rinse and repeat. And basically, it's driving traffic to what I describe as the entree. It's the appetizer. It's something that's a prospect, someone you've gotten interested in that wants to know more about it. And then the next step is to educate, entice, and enroll them, which I really call enlightenment. Because if someone gets it and they're really looking for this and they found it, they're going to want to do it. So that comes down to then the profit presentation, which is the sale. You could say this is my profit presentation, right? And I don't really look at it as a sale looking for signups, people that they're sold on the concept, so they just naturally want to get involved. So this particular presentation in the 234 plan is the goal to make $234,000 a year as a baseline, to align you to the concept financially, becoming free, having a money mindset. You have the goal to make $234,000 a year as a baseline, without having to kill anyone. It's not murder for hire. It's not having to cheat or lie or do anything like that. We're not going to manipulate the system. No, we're just going to have a different take, a different look on the perspectives of your prospects. The 234 Perpetual Prosperity Plan, and that's what it's about, and how to do that as a baseline. Okay, so how does that work mathematically? So when I talked earlier about commissions, where there was the 85-15 rule, if you were an agency, you only made 15%, but the main player got 85%. So I'm looking at a process which I'll explain more of flipping it, and why this opportunity works so good, and you'll see it in a second. So be patient. We are looking for financial solutions. And if you could earn, just in theory, follow me, have some faith and confidence that in this process of the 234 plan, if you could make $4,500 per week, looking at one sign-up per week, so one per week times 52 weeks in a year, that's $234,000 a year. And I'm talking about you making the 85% here, and the provider of the service just making the 15% to balance, reinvest it into the promotions and upkeep of the program. Now, we know out there that with the right opportunity that could come along, people are going to jump for it. And the question is how to find a perfect home business opportunity. And as the Get Rich Coach, as sort of the Wizard of Oz, I've been looking to create something. I've tried so many different things like you guys. I haven't been invited to pitch presentations, whether it's a webinar or an MLM seminar, and because everybody wanted me to come because I was the guy. They feel if they could hook me up, they're going to get rich, or they'll I'll be able to work for their particular campaign or project. And if they hired me as a consultant or a coach, I did give them feedback on their marketing, whatever that was worth. But I could see that even in some of the best laid out ideas, they were missing a plan, a real plan that would allow people to make the kind of money that they would love to make. Making a few bucks here, keeping your business open, selling cupcakes or having your kids sell fresh squeezed orange juice or lemonade, out the door, okay, but we're looking big picture here and how we can provide for our future. And we're looking at big money. That's all what it's about. And there's a lot of resources out there, right? And if you look around online, you can't miss everything that's out there being sold to you. And you just know that people are looking for it. Different ways to make money. So I'm just letting you know, like you've probably studied all of them, or at least as much as you could come across and take or stomach. Because a lot of this stuff is just sort of BS. But the point is, people are looking for the perfect HBO, home business opportunity. And what this represents is the possibility that finally, there's a way to do it without the stress or struggle that possibly taking the actions and following through with the plan, you would make $234,000 in your first year, and rinse and repeat it. So the possibility to make it rain and do it without struggle. So is it possible? Is it a pipe dream? Is this for real? Well, anyway, we got to look at the facts here, that the home business opportunity, the HBO space in the U.S. is huge. It's $427 billion per year is made by home businesses. So, and if you poll the average American, 70% would prefer to be self-employed. They just don't like the job or their boss, or they feel they're not making enough. This is not their plan, what they wanted to do in life. Now, some people are satisfied and maybe it pays the bills again and they like the benefits, or maybe they do like what they're doing. So this is something you can do from home on the side, complements whatever you're doing, because it's just what it is. So how do you find that best HBO, that home business opportunity? We're not talking about, watching TV here, unless you're getting paid as a critic. No, we're really looking at taking this to another level, and that's what we're going to explore, to be a part of something really great, and that's sort of the entree to this whole presentation. So I hope everyone's getting something so far. We are at the halfway mark, and we got a lot to cover. So before the sales pitch, I'm just looking to get your feedback, what you think, and, is your curiosity piqued? Because I hope so, because that's what it's all about. So what is a special offer here? Well, it's just to be part of something great, man. I'm telling you, you can be part of something really great, and it involves really getting to the heart of the secret of the best home business opportunity you could ever imagine. Because if you're going to do it without stress and struggle, without having the technical know-how or having to have that MBA or Masters of Marketing, you want a done-for-you model. You want something that is really what I describe sort of set up where you in the marketplace could find really an unlimited number of prospects who are looking for something like this. And it's already proven, right? I'm telling you right now, as we're watching this presentation, there's probably a few million people right now on different websites or Googling or searching some capacity, how to do a home business, how to start a business, how to make a side income. That's true because you're here. So that's part of the proof. So looking at that, number one, it's infinity. We want to help everybody get rich if we can. And the best way to get started would be to have a home business opportunity. And if like this, having automated presentation sort of, it's done for you. And having some coaching, which is available at the Get Rich Coach. It's part of what I do. And I have a team and I'm always training new coaches because this is part of the process to make it perpetual and to make it all about prosperity. So, there are automated aspects to closing, but I love talking to people one-on-one. We're going to talk about that as well. But everything's stage by step. So to get you educated. And again, you don't need a hosting account. You don't even need your own domain, although why not if you want to have an extension. You don't need your own website. You don't need to have a WordPress blog. You don't need to do your own mailer. You don't need any experience at all. And that's what's cool about the presentation and what this is about, because this truly is an opportunity. And how so? Is a life-changing event because you would get 85%. That's right, 85% of the commission. And we're talking big ticket here, so you get the bulk of the deal. And if you think about it, it's really time to wake up, from everything else you've been told before. Maybe you've had a sales job before where you're getting a certain commission on the sales. Well, this is really kind of not selling because you're looking for people who want to have this plan. And so we're marketing to people that already want this, and you just let them sign up. Maybe you talk to them because you might have some questions, or you have somebody else talk to them who can answer those questions. But otherwise, it's all available online and they may just sign up that way. But some people want coaching and some support because they want to have a breakout plan. And the 234 is a breakout plan. It's all about achieving abundance. So let's think about this in the sense about what it takes. You have to get the word out, right? And already there's tons of advertising out there and lead sources because people are looking to make money from home or to get a side income just to make some extra money. So we know there are millions of interested and qualified people out there looking right now for the right HBO, and you know that because you're one of them. And so there's literally a virtual line out there online right now, and there are, if not tens of thousands of people clicking some ad somewhere on the internet wanting to get more information. And there are companies that are getting that data, acquiring those leads, and they're wanting to direct them to the people who can show them the right HBO, the right business opportunity. And the 234 plan is a breakout plan because basically if you can collect $4,500 to bring someone on board, it beats anything I've seen in any capacity. And to me, once you get it and you automate it and have an automated income system working for you, and yeah, you have to manage it and run it. Well, we're talking about success. The 234 plan is all about abundance and creating success. So what's the best way to do it? That's what I wanted to explore. And there are definitely a lot of resources out there to help you promote the business. And there are already people looking for something like this, as this would be the abundance model to duplicate. So how it works really quick. So as people search for the home business opportunity, and whether we are doing the traffic generation ourselves, or there are so many third parties and agencies out there that will send traffic, whether it's doing through solo ads, or they've got already leads, and there are different companies that acquire them different ways. Here you fill out a form online. Well, that's what happens. So people will look and find the opportunity and sign up to get more information. So really what happens here is they're presented the opportunity to learn more through a webinar. And they sign up, so you capture their contact information, they watch the webinar, and if they like it, they want to get more, either they're going to sign up or they're going to get online to talk to a coach. And we will close the deal for them. Now, there's a split in that because you'd be paying a commission for a sales agent, or you could do it yourself. Either way, it leads to financial freedom done right? That's the proposition, the supposition here, okay? So again, let's just do that in another format here so everyone gets it, right? You're looking for that home business opportunity. They find out about the 234 plan. They want to learn more, and they immediately get themselves scheduled. They continue to learn more. They may sign up and register, and they're fed into the system, and they get going, and it's duplicatable. That's what's so great about it. It's something you can replicate, and it's automated for the most part. And we'll show you how that works. So the big question is, are you ready? Are you fired up, ready to learn more and to find out? Because we are looking for a life-changing event, right? Financial freedom, abundant thinking, getting out of our ruts, really making the most of our possibilities, having the kind of life that we dream of. Well, some people are going to say, hey, I love this opportunity, but yeah, the 234 plan, I get it. But I just really need to talk to someone, because I need to be sure if I'm going to send that kind of money to somebody, a few $1,000s. Is there somebody on the other end? And yeah, how are you on the phone? Are you ready to talk to strangers? Or maybe you are, man. Maybe you're like me, just love talking to people and you'll schmooze with anybody. Well, for some, because they're still going to consider it sales, or just because they're the nervous type or they're shy, sales make them feel awkward, or just talking to strangers, which is a shame in a way, because people who are scared of taking that step for whatever reason, because it's a personality conflict or just something of their character, well, other people are walking away with the money, right? It's money left on the table because they just were too shy to grab it and get it. And I understand, maybe you don't want to talk to people. Not everybody does. Well, I love talking to people, and that's what I do all day long. And it's very abundant in the way that I just talk to people, because I'm here to support them as their coach. And whether they take my advice or not, I love having the opportunity to meet people and to present the opportunity. And that's it. There's no sales pressure, no manipulation. I feel good about it because I've helped so many people out who've now become financially independent, more enlightened, more aware of their possibilities, and they're making better choices. It's because of it. So why not? Well, I'm happy to help. So just ask me. We have a team here. If you're ready to go, I get the concept. I want to get on the 234 plan because you see the benefit for yourself, and now you want to offer it to other people. Well, that's how it works. And of course, there's always the challenge, right? I'm showing you how it's done, and it may seem impossible until it's done. But then, as Nelson Mandela would say, or Nike, just do it. And you could do it yourself. After you're set up and, you're signed up, you can do it yourself. You just have to be comfortable in doing it. And we teach you how to do that as well. We'll show you the way to get the money, being considerate with people's time, be concise with the opportunity. And basically, it becomes a done deal because they want it, you want it, you're able to service them, and that's what it's all about. Now, for those of you that want to do it, you're into the idea, we train you. And the sales call plan is basically very simple. You don't have to be sort of hiding under the table or being nervous, Yeah, maybe, we can make it happen. So really, it's time to celebrate because there's no excuses here, man. It's like if you can't do it yourself, well, you certainly could. You can do it yourself, or you can get some help and coaching, or hire a sales team, outsource it. And we're going to talk a lot about that. What makes it so unique in the 234 plan, that it also involves a one-up profit model, because you're encouraged to help your signups get going, because you can make an additional $4,500. So you could actually do the 52-week plan in half the time if you were doing one sign-up a week, and then you help your sign-up get their sign-up, and the pass-up incentive is huge. So as we build this thing out, people are going to want to hire you as a coach, perhaps, have you on their team and bring you in to consult, whatever it could be. We also do the cluster close call. So, If you want help as a team, we can help you in closing calls, and you could also give a commission or hire a salesperson or have someone on your team do it that you develop, someone in your family or friends. It's all possible. And we like the idea of giving each other the support, and that's what we're here for, because we learn by being on the calls. And someone who's on a call who's interested in the 234 plan hears you and your coach or other people on the team, well, that just makes it another reason to celebrate the 234 plan, because this makes it different. This is a real alive thing. It's not buying some virtual product on the internet like an ebook or some software or some system. This is actually happening. And it's beyond just having a Facebook group. We're reactive and proactive online and talking to each other. We're doing webinars. We have a lot of ongoing training. So this is really one opportunity everyone should know, because the number one thing to ask people is, do you have a plan? And if they say they do, ask them to show it to you, whether it's goals, their GPS, goal planning system, or they have a financial plan to become financially free. Well, ask them to show it to you. So let's not make this complicated. Doing one sign up a week or more, which is possible, and maybe you have a really great week and you take off a week, but if you get average out, one sign up per week, again, times 52, that is $234,000 a year. Now, some people want to get aggressive and say, hey, I like the model of the one up, and hey, if I'm going to be talking to different people, I'm going to talk to more than just a few people per week about this, then you're likely to get more signups. But if we're just being conservative here and we're just doing one sign up, you can get the 234 plan working for you, $234,000 a year. And if you did too, got 100 averaged out in your year, that would make about $468,000 a year. And that's just a mathematical formula. It's a representation of what's achievable. It's not being guaranteed or promised to you. However, if you followed the formula, right, the 234 plan, that's what the outlay would look like. So the question is, do you do it yourself, or do you want to share some of the revenue by having a professional closer do your signups and manage aspects of your outreach and your promotion campaign and doing the 234 plan? Well, there's a lot of great information in the 234 plan that shows you everything that you need to do it, but let's be conservative just in the sign-up ratios here, okay? So let's say, you had a number of people that checked it out. You might have the everyone prospect. It's like everyone that's out there. If you look at the law of averages, about 10% will be converted. If you get what's called suspects, because you have narrowed in the range of people who would be interested in this, you get a 15% conversion. And then prospects, people who've kind of been through the funnel. They've watched the webinar, they've been to the page, they've read the ebook or a PDF report. Maybe they've talked to somebody about it. They're really curious. They're expressing strong interest. And certainly that's where we want to go with a qualified prospect, to put them through the filter. So at the time that you're talking to them, or your coach or sales consultant who's making the close for you, well, at that point, they're ready to go. And then you can expect a much higher conversion. So you can expect that the ratios, if we're being conservative, one sign up a week, it all depends on the quality of the traffic that you have and get into the filter to what your ratio of signing up would be. And if you just looked at your top 100 prospects, and again, there are agencies out there that do the filtering, they do the acquisition on the type of leads that you need, and they're very good about it, they're very professional about it, they're out there. So they can maximize your efficiency, make your effort more successful. That's what it's about. Well, I like having my models figured out and having it done for you. Well, you can go out and look for prospects, and you ought to engage in learning about how to drive traffic and how to acquire leads. And yet you can also outsource it to those professional companies that really will send you qualified leads and prospects. The basic approach is using the AIDA model. So it's an acronym, stands for creating awareness in the 234 plan, generating interest, which is another level of qualifying. And where that desire is strong, people are going to take action. And that's where they're going to sign up for the 234 plan, and you make that kind of profit. And there's different ways to outreach. We get into all that. I don't want to take time on this particular presentation, but that just shows you on average what's worked with the actual methods, preferred methods, different approaches you can take, or again, you just outsource it. And there's professionals out there who will do phone prospecting for your business as well, and different ways to go about it, or you could do it yourself. I encourage people at least learn how to do it, work with a coach. Those of you that have experience in doing it, you're just going to love it, because it's made so easy, and sort of you can have it done for you. So we want, again, through the funnels, get our suspects into customers, and you can do this, whether it's do it yourself or having someone else do it. Okay. We're looking at the 234 plan, creating ultimate income, man. And if you want to do it yourself, all you have to do is nail your presentation, what this is about, how you're going to present it to others. And you can use this webinar if you'd love. So you can be present in all things and thankful for all things that you have this opportunity. And it really is an opportunity if you get it. Not many people have a plan. This is so unique and different. It's going to change the world. It's going to turn heads at the very least. So it's all about how to engage in your presentation. I like to have a little sense of humor. It's serious, but take it light because we're helping to change people's stories by sharing your own, perhaps, especially when you've been doing it for a while and the experiences you've had. You'll be able to personalize it. Certainly, behind the curtain, things have been set up to make it work for you, but the presentation itself is not rocket science. It's connecting and allowing people their own sensibilities to learn about it and make a decision themselves. So how do we get to those right people, those cute people? Let's just look really quickly at this because this is really important. Again, babies, we're talking 85% commission. So when we're looking in this world, it's really time to wake up and smell the coffee. The point is you can do it yourself and get those leads and prospects in, or you can outsource it. It's all possible, and you get to decide what it is that's going to work for you. And that's what we're here to help you do. And if you're going to do it yourself, all you got to do is nail that presentation, and basically it's just like me talking casually to you. And yeah, that's really about it. So hopefully you get that. But let's talk about the funnels because that's really the key thing. We're talking about a process of refined lead generation. What does that mean, refined lead generation? Well, we're looking at the law of averages here. We know that not everyone's going to be interested, but they might be curious. So depending on how you can send traffic, whether you're doing it yourself, there's a lot of ways how to do it, or again, you outsource it where it's done for you. The amount of leads that come in, and let's do law of averages with 1,000 leads that come at the top of the orange funnel, the top of the pipeline. And they get to the point where they're curious enough to either download a free report or sign up to watch the webinar, which would be free, which we get their contact information. So let's say out of the 1,000, 10%, which averages out to be 100 leads, become prospects now. And out of the 100 prospects, a number of them, having watched the webinar, are going to say, hey, I want to talk to a coach, or they're going to sign up. So below that funnel area goes the process to either we schedule a call and talk to them, either we do it and we do a commission split with you because we're closing your sale, you're driving the traffic, it's your lead, but we'll help you close it or we'll do it ourselves. Or you just do it yourself. And depending in that regard, you get all the proceeds, right? You get the full 85% of the sale, the commission is all yours. And that's okay because we really want you to be self-sufficient. But if you need to outsource it, you want some help, it's available for you. And we just take a percentage of the sale. So there, that's win-win. Anyway, so if you look at that regard in this way, and this is again law of averages, we're just projecting, we're not making any guarantees or promises, but if you can generate 1,000 leads and they're qualified leads to where they're interested in this kind of stuff and they take the step to watch the webinar, 10% of that will filter through to become prospects where they'll be interested enough to either schedule a call or be in the pipeline to where, they're going to be in contact at some point, or they're just going to go ahead and press that button and sign up. And that would give you 10 customers. 10% out of 100 is 10. And in that way, you're doing more than one per week. You're doing 10 per month. And that averages out to about $45K a month. Do the math. 10 times $4,500, which is your commission, your gain, is pretty good money. So if you can do 10 of those in a month, so it's a little bit more than 2 per week, right? That's going to be $4,500 for the month. Then you average out 12 months. That's $540K. That's over $500,000. Just again, using a mathematical model. And that's averaging, looking at the law of averages, talking to 3 to 4 prospects a day about the 2, 3, 4 plan. Because they've gone through the filter. We're only talking to people that have watched the webinar, they're interested, they're curious enough to learn more, or they're ready, they got the check in hand or the credit card. They just want to know this is for real and that you're for real. And they want to have that conversation. So think about it. If you're only talking to 3 or 4 people a day, you could, on average, if you think about it, and you could talk to more or less, but you could average out 100 people a month. And so if you just talk to 100 people a month, talking to 3 or 4 people a day, 30 days in a month, it can give you more or less 100 people. And if you had a 10% conversion average, that rate would be 10 signups a month. That's right, 10 signups a month. And that averages out to $540K a year. It's just showing you what's possible. So you can't shake a stick at it. Just do the money math, $540K. So it's way beyond. We're talking about the 2, 3, 4 plan as a baseline, 1 per week. But if you can do more, just 10 a month, we're now talking over $500,000 a year. And I know for some of you that's real money. And the profit potential is great because you can outsource it and you can scale it. So we're talking about big ticket. Yeah, I call it sign up. It's a sale. There's someone who wants to have the ideal home business opportunity. You leverage it. You can outsource the sales. We're here to help you. You could do it all yourself. It's possible. This, to me, after doing tons of research, looking literally at thousands of opportunities over the years, just nothing that really appealed, that seemed to work right, or just wasn't right. This really is the secret that's been revealed. Leveraging big ticket, but something that's replicable. People want to have a plan. And the 234 plan answers the question because if you look at a baseline, $234,000 a year as a side income potentially being generated is cool. It's attractive. People want to find out more about it and make the decision. And again, you can grow the business, you can do it yourself, but if you hate making calls or you're short on time, DIY is done. Do it yourself or outsource it, OSI, or it's done for you. At least the system is set up for you. And you can expand your business to where you just delegate everything and it's done for you. Someone's going to handle your business. Sure, you should keep looking at it. It's your business, but it can be done for you. And most important, you can go out there and find those leads or have people generate them for you. Agencies that are out there. And if you need some help with this, comprehending it, working with the strategy, contact us. We're happy to talk to you about it and do what we can to get you involved. It's all about lead generation here. Teaching them and understanding about the 234 plan, how they can generate $234,000 a year. It is a mind map concept. So we're teaching them how to look at things. It is a lot of attitude in this regard. And so you could say NLP or some social psychology that they're able to leverage the rules of success to make it work for them. And similar to like real estate, and think about real estate. If you're a broker or an agent, you're making a small percent, like 6% on the sale. So could you leverage based on the same principle, something where you get 85% of the sale? And we're talking about huge numbers of sales, big ticket items, huge profits, potentially, right? So using the proper automated tools and the internet and marketing systems that can be done for you, there's such a huge opportunity because we know, like Coach Mark even says, right now there are hundreds of millions of people searching the internet for how to earn money from home. And the 234 plan really is something that is groundbreaking because we're actually presenting a plan, and that's what we're offering. And in that way, you kind of are like an agency. You work for yourself. You're an independent contractor. You're an affiliate, basically, but I like to call them affluent because we're teaching abundance, and this is more affluence than just being an affiliate because most affiliates only earn a small percent, or they might earn everything that an ebook offers, but they can't generate that many thousands of dollars in sales to make it worthwhile. You just need to do one per week. And you can outsource your lead generation. There's all ways to do it. If you're going to do it yourself, we show you how to do it. Otherwise, there's plenty of opportunity to have the sales done for you, people to represent your business model, which is the 234 plan. You either outsource generating the leads or just generate the traffic yourself. And basically the pipelines, that's basically just showing you how we nurture a lead and get it going. You want to start with a high quality lead. There are tons out there. So really, 2, 3, 4, looking at the first segment, people are interested, you wilt them down. We're just looking for the one that's going to say yes. And depending on the market and how things are presented and you keeping your appointments or making sure your salespeople are following up, wake up. This is the money. All right. Show me the money. You can outsource it. You can leverage it. And when you think about outsourcing, for those of you that haven't done it yet, whether you've never hired a virtual assistant or had someone mock up something on Fiverr for you, a design, well, you control it because you only need to pay for what you use. And if you're generating traffic or you're doing other types of promotion through social media, you could pay for a series of postings, leveraging how many solo ads you need to send, how many clicks you need. So it's all out there and you can gain access to the best skills that will support your business needs. So we show you how to do it. We even give you leads of people who do this in that way. So we can't necessarily guarantee their performance, but these are people who come to us. We're not necessarily affiliates of their service. We're not offering their service, but we can point you in the right direction. So outsourcing is the key. And the advantages, again, are there's no hidden costs or employees that you have to manage. You don't have to do this. You could do it all yourself, basically, because it's that easy. But if you want to scale up and you want to have someone do the presentations for you or closing the sales, well, it's a one point of contact when you have somebody managing your campaign. And it's just to teach you that. We're talking about on the base level, $3 or $4 an hour. Some really great, excellent English-speaking marketing people I know in the Philippines, and they manage their own agencies, and that's what you're having to pay for them to manage your agent. And I'll show you how to do all that. And you can also have customer service, going out to a virtual assistant. I'm leveraging some of that to make sure that your calls, your interests are prioritized, and that they'll help me get scheduled with you or the people I'm helping and help you get set up. So even 24/7, someone usually is available online, or they'll get back to you relatively quickly. So it just gets you off the meat hook, saves you stress and time. We show you how to do this. You can manage it all by yourself without having to worry about it. Again, I keep emphasizing that because you can be a successful solo entrepreneur with the 2-3-4 plan. It's designed that way, but at the same time, if you're hesitant to talk to people, you don't have the time, don't want to involve yourself with the sales, outsource it. So for everything we don't like to do, there's someone out there who loves to do it, and I love talking to people. So I'm happy to help you. We split the commissions that way, or you make 100%, the full 85% of the commission of the sale if you do it yourself. So you have to make the decision whether you delegate or outsource or just do it yourself. It's all possible and made available for you, right? Okay. Whether you delegate it, outsource it, or you do it yourself, the profit margins are huge, right? Because we're looking at either splitting $4,500 a week based on one sign-up, each sign-up, and it's either all yours or you split it. So there's really no excuse. So let's look at the dynamics of that. Unless you're doing a huge real estate transaction, a simple commission split is 6%. And that gets split among different people. Listing agent, the buyer broker, right? If you've got an agent. And in this case, you would be splitting your commission if someone made the sale for you, whether it would be me as your success coach, or you hired somebody and outsourced it. If you did it yourself, well, you get the full $4,500 of what that commission would be. And that's what that is. So you get 85% of your split, and then 15% goes back to the 2-3-4 plan. So we reverse the ratios, where typically agencies get 15% as the agent, talking about PR and advertising and doing media buys. Here, you're getting 85% of the split. So it's huge. It's like you're the publisher, you're in control. The incentive is huge. So this program, because it's a plan, it's real and it's all together. The 234 plan is to help people achieve real financial independence by helping each other out. That's the key of the strategy here. We're looking for a change in the money mindset, having an attitude of prosperity and abundance thinking that's going to change all this. So what is it that you actually get in the 234 plan? Well, you get to duplicate the success of what the plan does through a rinse and repeat way. This is enlightenment education. So basically the 234 plan is a profit package, a complete presentation in itself. However, and it has to be emphasized, this is not for everyone. Can you imagine why? Well, some people just don't want to believe it, or they're not right for this. And, you have to buy into it in the sense that knowing that this is calling you, that this seems right, that you need to have a plan, and the 234 plan seems to be a good one to put in place for yourself, to make the marker, the milestone of doing one sign up a week, looking to average out as a baseline $234,000 a year, $234K a year, and which you can exceed and go beyond. So the 540 plan. Well, so what we're really talking about is a change in consciousness, where we're looking at wealth, the way of wealth, versus perpetuating poverty consciousness. So what's your plan in this regard? Have you really thought and contemplated on it? Well, we have a plan for you, and it's all about changing the consciousness. So module 1 in the course, which is what you get as part of the plan, and the opportunity to resell, because you get the license to do so. You can earn while you learn. The 234 plan starts with module 1 of changing your money story. And we look at that, the story that people are talking about money and how they regard it and how it's affecting the premise to them to make more. And how do you create a perpetual prosperity plan? So we'll look at the money blocks and really get down to the nitty gritty, as well as looking at, for those people who are in financial straits or jeopardy, how we can support them through coaching and getting them aligned to this higher viewpoint, this value. And it starts with changing the money story. And then we provide a lot of great materials for you, but also give you step-by-step webinar, a teleclass, a workshop script, and everything that you can imagine, we've got it covered for you. And for those people more in the new age, they want to get specific with the universe, what they feel their purpose is, they want to align with source. Well, that step is covered. And getting those hidden fears and negative money mojos out, just dusting out, the closet, you could say. And we go about a new way of living, so the lifestyle changes, and it's all about power planning and activation and getting people ready to receive abundance. That's what's so cool about it. And really, in the whole package, there's nothing else like it out there. And you do this to break the money curse, and that's what it's about. To get out of our old story, to finally have a breakthrough. You deserve it. How long are you going to let yourself be lied to and let down? It's about time to have a solution. 234 Plan offers a solution, because in itself, it's an effective learning system as a done-for-you model to help you get those unlimited qualified prospects out there, finding out about the program where they sign up through an automated presentation and professional follow-up, whether you're doing it, we'll train you how to do it, or we're doing it. And we're partnering because we're driving the traffic, and we've got an automated process to get them to view the webinar and sign up for an appointment or a meeting. And you will then, as their sponsor, either do the training and we'll do the training, teach you about the one-up system. It's really brilliant in the way. And again, step 1, you sign up. Step 2, you start your training. Step 3, you decide to outsource or do it yourself. And that's the startup phase of being the entrepreneur that you are, where you're generating leads, and that's the name of the game. And step 5 is where the prospect watches the presentation. And, excuse me, I'm doing this live, as you can tell. Step 5, prospect watches the webinar. And step 6 is they set up an appointment. They watch the webinar, they like it, they're going to set an appointment up for you based on the calendar you have online. Then we show you how to set that up. And you just keep the appointment, basically, that you got to do that, or have your salesperson make sure that they're following up. So at that point, the prospect talks to you or the salesperson. Some people aren't ready to sign up right away, and they're just telling you that they're here to give you the check or the credit card. And step 7 is the key, right? Excuse me again. And that's the sign-up call. You celebrate successes. There's going to be a step 8 because it's a rinse and repeat system, and that's what it's all about. It doesn't get any better than this. I mean, maybe you want to, print up some T-shirts or continue working 9 to 5. I tell you, this is better. You can continue to do that if you love your job or you like the benefits. You want to test it out, get some additional income on the side. Basically, when they understand what the concept is, they buy into a plan, and they can take a course in conscious raising and how they can change their money mindset. It's a no-brainer. They're going to love it. They're going to love you for it. They're going to want to do it. And in the whole process, they're scheduling themselves. They're qualifying themselves by saying they want this or not. You're not having to chase anyone down. Don't have to hunt down friends or family. Nothing to sell. You're just presenting. And most of it's done for you, right? And that's what it's about. It's a done for you. That's what the plan is in a nutshell. 2-3 Plan in action. Okay, and the systems can be set up to where it's all automated. Basically, they set up the appointments, and the salesperson assigned follows up with them, and the sale's done for you, or you get on the call with us, or you keep the appointment and you make the sale. It's beautiful, man. It's totally beautiful, and it works great. All right, so any questions on this? The big question is, are you up for the challenge? Because this is what it's about. Again, the steps are: you sign up, you start your training, you start generating the leads. Either you outsource that because a lot of companies have the leads. They're happy to send them to you. Some will even set up the appointments for you. Anyway, you got to get the prospect qualified by watching the webinar, and you profit from attending the appointment or having someone do the sign-up call for you. That's it. And that's how the plan works at the baseline to get $234,000 a year through one sign-up a week. That's it, baby. You love it? We're just on the hour mark, a couple minutes over. It's a rinse and repeat system. So the training content is very complete. It's a 234 plan for your success. You sign up, you set it up, you get VIP access to all the tools, the training, coaching, support. There really is no upsell here. It's a complete contained package. You could go the extra step and get some additional coaching or help hand-holding. That's optional. It's available to you. You have everything you need to make this work. Knowledge acquisition is step 1, and you can sustain it by putting this into practice. You develop your skills. You transfer that skill to your sign-up. You become a coach. You master this process yourself, where you can teach this to other people, and everything is measured. You see the results for yourself. That's what's so cool about it. So let me push this up a bit here too. Is that interesting? Ka-ching. Financial independence. Ka-ching. The 234 plan business funnel, you get it, right? You're driving people to that landing page, which is coded with your affluent link, and people register for the webinar if they're interested or not. They watch the webinar. If they're so enthralled, they schedule an appointment or they sign up right then and there. Either you or a trained professional will do the one-on-one session with them. That's the sales presentation. They're going to do it or not. Ka-ching! It's money in the bank. It's a numbers game. You keep driving the traffic, qualified prospects. Watch the webinar. They'll decide for themselves to sign up or not. Get a little bit more encouragement from a coach to help you make it happen. Again, $4,400 times 52 weeks. One sign up a week. $234 a year. That's our baseline big picture. Do you love it? Do you get it? I hope you do, because it's really cool, man. You're doing it your own way. It's your own business. No boss ever again. All profits yours. You can do it yourself or you can outsource it. It's your own time. It's your own opportunity to become financially free. So how is it? How's the best way to reach your goals and do it twice as fast? Is to have a whole business opportunity you can present to other people who are looking for this. It just makes sense. There's no other thing out there that I know of that sort of sets a baseline to make $234,000. Everything else is, if it's an ebook, you make $2 per sale. Try to sell 10 a week. Oh, come on. Let's get real. You can do your ebook. You can do your other ideas, your other part-time ventures, MLM, affluent marketing here. It's pretty much a done-for-you system. And we're giving you the hand up to roll up because we show you how you help your person who gets on board to get his first sale. You get that sale if you'd love. And the process continues to where they're on board and they're happy because they're in the 234 plan now. They're seeing the results for themselves, and certainly you are. That's what it's all about. And there's plenty of opportunity out there if you do it right. People are looking for this in different ways. The secrets to success is drive traffic, quality traffic, and then keep your appointments and follow up with the people that sign up. Be responsible. Lots of support for you 24/7, whether it's online training or getting yourself a coach or outsource your sales overseas. It's all here. The secret sauce, baby, is in lead generation. And I suggest you outsource it until you get it. Otherwise, you can do this yourself. You can generate your own traffic and free traffic as well, or you do some paid advertising. You can also outsource that as well. So it's great. And again, there are people who will even set up your appointments for you. And then I can even help close them for you if you want, for a split. Otherwise, it's all profit yours. And solo ads can be your value added ladder. So you have a solo ad, look at the bottom here. It's a Tripwire offer where they can get the 2, 3, 4 PDF report. So you get them in the system, different ways of going about it. And they watch the webinar, here's the value in that. And they could sign up straight away, or they get high ticket coaching. A number of different ways you can build off this. This is just sort of helping you consider the plan as just an example. All right, let's go over it. So let's review your 234 plan. So outside of the content and the coaching and support that comes with this, your initial and one-time sign-up investment is only $5,400. And that's including everything that we're talking about here. And this is not like a presentation. We're going to break it down. That is it. We're just being direct forward here without saying, well, this is the big number, and then, oh, you don't have to pay that today. This is what it is. So it's an investment of $5,400 to get your own HBO, home business opportunity. Now, some people click it off. Hey, they didn't get it. This gets you the full 234 plan package. So in the second line there, it's full access and resale rights, where you get 85% commission profit, right? Instead of 15% rule, you're getting 85%, which you can rinse and repeat and resell over and over again. It's unlimited. If you thought about like you ever bought a McDonald's franchise and you sold it, once you sold it, you're done. You're out of business because you sold it. You can resell this continually because it's such a valuable package and everyone who's qualified is going to want it. So number 3, your responsibility is to drive traffic and generate the leads, which you can outsource. Number 4, you'll set up your appointment app and manage your calendar, which you can have a virtual assistant do. I suggest you master this yourself and do it yourself and become a master of the follow-up. So if someone makes an appointment with you because they're interested in sign up for the 234 plan, you keep the time respectful to them and you're on the call, you follow up with them, and you talk to those qualified prospects. Or again, you can outsource it. If you outsource it to me, I'll keep 50% of the commission. You get 50%, I get 50%. We'll split it. That's fair. You might hire your own person, but they do need to be trained and qualified, and we have a particular training program to do that, because if you don't have someone who's good at this, then they're just going to turn off people. It's not going to be professional, and that's not going to be the right representation for the 234 plan. We got to do it in a way that's really elegant, and they're going to say, hey, this is me doing the presentation. This is me closing the sale, getting the sign up, and supporting you on your venture. And that's what number 6 is all about. You're going to support them in the process of signing up, not sales pressure. We're not being pushy here. This has got to appeal to them. They want it or not, and that's it. As long as they've been qualified, they've watched the webinar, they've done the research on it, and they're reading it, and it just makes sense, done the money math. You help them get set up. They get everything they need, right? It's an HBO, home business in a box, basically. And it's all basically online. We do have some other things that they can get incentivized with. And however, this really is really beautiful in the way that as they get signed up and get excited, you support them with the sales support. You're incentivized because you get the one-up sales support. You help them make that first sale where you get that. It's yours because you help them out. They got to see it in action. Now you've done basically 2 sales, right? So you're getting $4,500 per sale based on the 85% commission, unless you're splitting that with a sales agent or an agency outside of your cost. I know some people are going, oh, wait a minute, if I do the math on that, Mike, it's a little bit more money than $4,500 that I'm actually going to earn. Well, yeah, it's like a $90 in there. Sometimes you do make a bit more because you have to look at your expenses, right? How much did it cost for you to get that lead? And there's credit card processing costs. And if you're doing it on an affiliate platform, they get 1 or 2% as well. So you have to minus all that. But if you look at the average, after that sale on the commission of 85% of the sign up, you're getting $4,500. And they'll see the value in this because that's how much they can make. So it's a rinse and repeat system. To me, it's well worth the investment because having a business in a box like this, how many deals would you have to make in order to make your money back? Right? And if you want 10 times your income, you can outsource it. There's so many things you can do. How many years do you want to wait for that? Or how many years would you like to make $234,000? Well, you wouldn't have to wait. You could start this year. Incredible, right? So the question is, how much more money do you want? And if you do need to make more money or you have a bigger dream picture, scale up. You can 10 times it. It's totally a game changer. You can do more than 1 sign up a week. Imagine the possibilities. So let's unify by rolling up, right? We have a vision here that you have a goal in mind. How much money you'd like to make. And if it's $234K a year, it's a great place to start. So you've got a vision, put in the strategy, work on those goals and objectives. The coaching will help make it happen. We're making impact in the community. So it's rinse and repeat, 2, 3, 4, ready, set, go. $4,500 times 52 weeks, 1 sign up a week. Doing the money math is $234,000 a year. Again, we can't promise it to you. It has been guaranteed by just attending the webinar. You're going to get that, but you do get all the support you need. And the question is, are you ready to take the leap, becoming one of the few that break out of struggle and poverty and debt into the 234 plan? If you've got a better plan, let me know, please, because I don't know anything else about it. I've talked to a lot of people who are in the game, and they say, man, this is a game changer. So this is what you got to do to take advantage of this opportunity. Now, if they're watching this live, and this is not a repeat webinar, well, someone should be online to support you and chat with you. Otherwise, go to the person who gave you the link or the info and told you to sign up, and you can do it. And they'll support you with that. Now, if you're directly, because you're a Mike Rich fan, you're wanting to get closer to the Get Rich Coach, or someone introduced you to this, but they're not part of the 234 plan, but they want you to do it, well, there's your sign up. You just go to 234plan.com/up. Otherwise, just talk to the person who brought you this presentation, who told you about it. Thank them because it's a game changer. Now, here's the criteria. You got to want it bad enough, In a way, you do got to be a badass because you got to do what's necessary. Again, we're not looking to take advantage of anyone. We're not ripping off anyone. We're introducing a concept that's rinse and repeat, that raises someone's awareness about the potential because we're changing their money mindset. And that's what this is about. And that's the key thing here. So how do we go about that? Just like the days of the week. Are you committed? Right? Are you ready to get going? Willing to help others? And do you really understand the plan, what this is about? If not, talk to your coach about it or talk to me. I'm happy to make some time, get on my schedule, set up an appointment, look at my calendar and see what's available. So know what it takes. Do you know what it takes? If not, the training's included, but certainly if you know what it takes to become successful, you'll do well with this. And you have to go out and promote it, drive the traffic. That's the key. And then you got to save and invest some of those profits, right? Pay off those bad debts. Look at the bigger picture, how much money you want to have in retirement, where you want to go, what things you want to have, do or be, experience, and then make it happen. The key thing is, man, just don't miss your opportunity. And something like this, it took me years to come to the point of realization goes, look, everyone said, hey, Mike, you're successful. You're kind of in it for yourself, helping the motivation speakers, doing your own projects. What about us? What can you do to not only support us in our goals, but to have the game change, to have financial freedom, right? So this is what it's about. 234plan.com/up. Either it's a do-it-yourself type system, you get the plan and make it work. You can do it all on your own as a solo entrepreneur, or I'm happy to support you and set up your sales team and your funnel, and we take some splits. Just drive the traffic. This is yours. I can't think of a better way of making success easier and faster. I've been looking for it. If you have a different plan, let me know. So far, and looking at hundreds of items and talking to dozens of experts, this is it. This is the game changer, and this is what it's about: having a plan. And this is a great plan to have, right? Because you help spread the wealth, and I'm all about that. Really, why not? Let's share the wealth. You're going to get templates, a lot of things that are included in the package, just looking at the support structure of this. So everything you need to either just duplicate this existing webinar or do your own webinar. If you want to do guest speakers and people who are in the program making money, or having me on your podcast, if you're doing one, or a blog, there's a lot of ways to go about doing it. And we'll show you how to do it. And this is our sales training, a little side humor here, and we'll take some questions because I know you've been really patient watching this. This is our approach to it. Never sell to your customer. Make your customer sell to you. The people who want this are going to tell you they want it. They've gone through the funnel. They watched the webinar. They've made an appointment either with you or the designated sales rep. And I'm happy to be that rep for you, because that's what it's all about, right? The 234 plan. Someone said they want to see the Dilbert slide again. All right, here you go. So I'm happy to be that sales rep for you, and closing the sale, and of course I get a split. But I'm really happy for you to do it all yourself, where you get all the money, because I got enough leads on my own. But I am here to support you, so I'm happy to get you started, and we'll do that one up, or we'll create an arrangement and partnership in doing this. You just have to sign up for the 234 plan and decide how you want to run it, because it's your plan. All right. So how do you get started? Well, I provided you the link, 234plan.com/up. I'll show that in a second here. And looking at the lead generation, you generate the lead, and there's different ways to go about it. Basically, we're educating people about the 234 plan, and they will be closed by you or themselves, or by a designated sales agent, me or somebody else that we're working with who's trained and knows how to do it. Yeah, so I got some more bonuses and surprises here that we could talk about. Basically, we are talking about financially fit, and there's no need to reinvent the wheel. We want to teach people to become financially fit and response able, and the number one way to do that is to make enough money. As Zig Ziglar used to say, it's not that it costs too much, it's that you can't afford it. And I know this does sound too good to be true, because some people are going to say, no system online that I've ever seen, whether it was MLM or affiliate marketing or whatever, makes this much money, except the people at the top, but not the average Joe. Well, if you step back and realize that the traditional business world and ways that you live and function, we're only seeing part of it. Some of it's a mirage. But unless you're up the corporate ladder or run your own business or know about equity and all that, let me tell you, there's a lot of money out there. And a lot of people are making money. And it's all about having the right business model, as many financial coaches will tell you. And these are real statistics from the government. So if you look at over 23 million U.S. workers already making $100,000 or more a year. And if you're doing this, and in that regard, like my wife, who's a scientist working for a big corporation, it's pretty good money. And, if you look at with all your expenses, planning for retirement, if you got to put kids through college and want to do a house, that may or may not be enough, depending on your lifestyle and the costs of modern day living. Now, you've got close to 3 million people who are making $250,000 a year or more. That's the $250,000 right here. This is kind of more closer to where I would like to help you go and live in. And of course, you could do more if you do the 580 plan, which is just doing 10 signups a month. This is, you're even making more than the upper crust, right? Because it's 883,000 workers are making over $400,000 a year. Think about it. But the 234 plan, breaking it down to its most simplistic components of doing one plan sign up a week from the leads you generate, should generate you $234,000 a year, getting really close to this. Do a little bit more than one a week, and you'll make $250,000. That's what we project. Now there's a lot of support and structures in the system and the mechanics that go behind this. You're not having to do any of this stuff. We can show you how to do that. I'm looking at building out a mastermind group as a success club. So there's going to be other money-making opportunities for you that kind of fit in to help you with the lead generation and qualify more prospects if you're interested. It's not necessary. It's just another kind of bonus that's being put out there where I'm not going to charge you when we get ready to launch it. So you have the opportunity to join the Success Club or start a chapter or even support people in helping me get signups for my mastermind where you enjoy the benefits of belonging. These are the best reasons, right? Minimum. Outside of working out of your house and your phone and driving traffic, there's really not much out-of-pocket costs other than the sign-up, right? And if you do the right kind of marketing, you could have an overabundant lead structure to where you're just unbelievably making a lot of money. So we're going to provide you with many different pre-built landing pages, show you how to build unlimited lists, show you how you can brand you as a presenter or coach if you want in representing the 234 plan. And it's great. We're going to show you some unlimited promotion tools that you can get into, as well as different ways to make more money. We talked about the number 7, so here's 7 ways to manifest more money. That's also included, and so you can teach your tribe. It's part of a package, helping them get bad debt free, as well as get specific with the universe of abundance, because this is a game changer for those of you, and I'm talking straight to you, and straight talk here, that if you're looking to break out, to have something that's a game changer, tell me something better. This is it. I've thought about this long and hard because I know a lot of my friends, some people were approaching retirement, other people who they've been really great, but for whatever reason suffered some losses, whether it was during the recession or downturn in the market, or just weren't prepared. And this is like a second chance. And for those of you who are young enough to build your future and just get it, you don't want to be in the rat race anymore, tired of 9 to 5, don't want to be a wage slave, then you got to have a plan. And this is it. And the bonuses and my one-on-one support, because we're just getting this going, it's available for you now. Yeah, the pioneers might get a few of the arrows, right? Why not be a pioneer and get out there and get the 234 plan up and going for yourself? Just go to 234plan.com/up. I'm here to support you. If you have any questions, let me know. I can even provide you with 100 top solo ad vendor list. If you're looking to do solo ads, there's different approaches to create the lifestyle income solution. It's all in there. And we'll be providing you free traffic sources and different resources, along with ready-to-go landing pages, a free autoresponder, all about branding you. And we'll set up the coaching, and you'll get the free tools and scheduling system and there's different ones out there that you could use. So this works, right? You got to have a plan. And the more people you talk to, it's a numbers game. The people who are looking for this are going to be so excited and will want to sign up just like you. So let's look at retirement income solutions, right? We want to get over our problems. We want to get out of the poverty mindset and really get into another level of living life and existing, right? So if you want to get started, let's get it on, man. Let's get into your game and make this happen. If you need to finance it, for whatever reason, just caught you at the bad end of the month. I only want people to sign up for this that really can't afford it and ready to get started. But understand if someone's just making a house down payment right now, you still could find other ways to do this if you want to do it sooner than later. So 2% if you use crowdfunding to raise money of small businesses. So that's one option. There are alternative lenders out there than of traditional bankers. You can use traditional bank loans, savings, and your family if it needs to be. Funding is available. And it's offered through third parties. There are private lenders out there. We have no connection to these services, so it's up to you how you go about it. PayPal credit is one option, but there are lots of them out there. So let's just quickly write this down if you need help with this because you want to do it. Look, I believe if you do this right, even if it took you a couple months to get going because you're lazy or other things going on, you'd be able to repay yourself. If you came out of your savings or you have an investment account waiting for some opportunity like this, yeah, you could do this. There's no question about it. No question at all. You can make this happen. Just go to 234plan.com/up. But otherwise, you could talk to and go to places like cashusa.com. They will lend between $500 to $10,000. They say you can receive a loan decision in minutes. Again, we're not connected or affiliated with them. We're not getting any commissions. And the referrals are just there for you to explore for yourself if you need that. Bad credit loans. You got bad credit, couldn't get a credit card even or whatever, you might talk to them. They'll loan you up to $5,000. That's enough to get you going. You can do personalloans.com up to $35,000. So how much money do you need? You just go online these days. You can click and you can receive, or go ahead and sit with a financial resource person, whether it's a loan agent at a bank or one of these alternative places. There are so many places for you to find alternative financing to achieve your dreams. And you want to help your clients achieve their dreams. So if money is an issue, but you feel mentally and emotionally they're qualified to where they get it and they want to do it with all their heart, then direct them to one of these places, and they'll get help and support. If they're able to do it, they'll be able to do it. It's a good time right now. There's a lot of money out there. So opportunity is just ahead. We do not get unlimited chances, right? And time is moving on. And this is a home-based business opportunity that I believe, whether the economy is up or down, will work for you and for everyone that gets involved, because people are looking for this. There's nothing worse than missing an opportunity that could have changed your life. So please do not miss this opportunity. There's no excuses. People are desperate. They're looking all over for this. Millions need what you can now offer them. And it's an opportunity for them, finally, for yourself, finally to have financial freedom. And that's what it's about. So take the steps to become responsibly financially free. The 234 plan is here to help you, support you, to imagine your lifestyle, visualize it, affirm it, take action. That's what it's about. Enjoy the good life, stress-free. Become an affluent person. Become an affluencer. That's what this is about, right? Get yourself financially free. It comes down to the simple question. And then you'll ask this of your prospects, what is your plan? And they'll say a 234 plan. And you're going to leverage it and scale it. There's millions of people out there right now searching on the internet. Why not present this to them? So it's an unlimited potential opportunity. You can do this home-based business. I believe you can. You got to ask yourself that question. And if you do it, can you meet basic, realistic expectations of driving traffic to this opportunity? Get them educated by watching a pre-done-for-you webinar or doing the presentation yourself, and then talking to them on the phone or getting other people to talk to them and getting them set up. It's very realistic, $234,000 a year if you really work it. And again, not making promises or guarantees. If it's meant to be, it's up to me, right? So it's up to you to be true to yourself, to know if this is right or not, and take action. But to me, this is the best time to join the fun, because we're just getting things kicked off. There's nothing like the power of now. And do the research, make sure you're well informed and making that kind of decision. And there's a couple ways to join here. So you can do a payment plan and pay it off that way, pay it forward, just pay it all up front and get going immediately. And the coaching is available to you right now to get going. So why not? Why not take advantage of it? You can make this possible. You know how to make it possible now, so make it fluent choices to live the kind of lifestyle that you want. You got to have a plan. So make the 234 plan your plan of action. I'm going to conclude it here while we chat and answer some of your questions. Otherwise, set up an appointment with me. If you're going to sign up right now, go ahead, 234plan.com/up. You'll get your own code, so your own affluent link to present this to other people. Either I'll be doing the presentation for you, or we'll have it automated. And whether or not you're talking to people one-on-one or having a rep do it for you, doing one sign-up a week at the 85% level, pretty much in the affiliate net, the commission is $4,500. That's you and minus your sign-up costs, if you're going to have a sales rep, or the cost of driving traffic and doing business. Doing one per week, the 234 plan, you can look at doing $234K a year, particularly when you add in the one-up, right? Helping your sign-up gets his first sign-up, which I'll explain in more detail in the plan. I'm happy to work this with you. Those of you who know the one-up plan know it works. It's a great incentive to make sure the people you sign on board work with the people they sign on board, so we keep this in integrity, because it's a brilliant plan. It's definitely thinking out of the box. And this is the new way, right? Abundant thinking. And this is a baseline, $234,000 a year as a goal, right? Yearly, in and out, year and out, if not more. Just doing one a week as the baseline. All right, well, connect with me and let's talk and get you set up. 234plan.com/up. Well, I'm Mike Rich, the Get Rich Coach. Wow, this was really good. We're here an hour and a half. If you stayed with to the end, well, I appreciate your interest and support on the project, and I can't wait to get it going for you. 234 Plan, the game changer. It's here. Check it out. Thank you. Okay, so we're done with the presentation, and again, appreciate your time being here. Most of your questions hopefully were answered online, or if you have your coach, person who is bringing you on, and if you're ready to sign up, you can go ahead to go to 234plan.com/up. Also, you can make a one-on-one appointment. Now, we're just going to spend some extra time because some people have asked some questions who repeated the questions in the chat box that we thought would be good to have in the replay of the presentation and the repeat webinar. That way, we're pretty much in general answering what most people are concerned about. Okay, so you can click below to go to the question and answers and have a whole presentation on that. Alrighty, again, this is such a great opportunity. At least talk about it with somebody. Get your head straight on what this is really about. You can wrap your head around this. You can do this. It's not complicated. No technical issues involved here. We can get you set up. 234plan.com/up.